Today, we're back with part 2 of our K-drama actors who look irresistibly hot with long hair. If you thought the first list was fire, wait until you see these 17 more swoon-worthy actors of your choice. Let's see if your favorite made the cut. 17. Kim Nam-gil. He is one of those actors who truly knows how to rock longer hair without it looking too polished or too wild. He's had several long hair moments throughout his career. Most notably, his long-haired look in photo shoots, in his drama roles, and some red carpet events where he chose to go with that disheveled, long-haired look. The slightly wavy texture and natural volume make his hair look alive, giving off that rugged, rebellious charm fans can't get enough of. His hair wasn't just long, it was expressive. It adds a kind of depth to his already intense presence. Instead of always going for neat styles, he leaned into that messy, wind-blown look that feels raw and unfiltered. He's also known to joke about his hair being his favorite co-star, which fans find hilarious. He is from Seoul and is actually a big advocate for the arts, having founded a nonprofit to support independent filmmakers. Long hair and a big heart? We're sold. Number 16, Bae Young-joon. Let's kick things off with a true icon. Long before long hair became a major trend in K-drama land, he was already making it look classic. Back in the early 2000s, his flowing shoulder-length hair became a signature part of his image. The soft, layered waves framed his face in a way that gave him a warm, romantic vibe. Something fans still rave about even today. What made his long hair stand out was how natural and relaxed it looked. It wasn't styled to perfection, and that's exactly why it worked. It gave off that laid-back, intellectual charm that made people instantly fall for him. Fun fact: after Winter Sonata aired, salons in Korea and even Japan saw a spike in requests for Bae Young-joon's hairstyle. He unintentionally sparked a hair trend that lasted for years. 15. Lee Phillip. Though he's not as constantly in the spotlight these days, he is still remembered for his long hair that turned heads in dramas like The Legend and Faith. His look was unique that gave him this refined, almost otherworldly vibe, which was his normal style even off-camera. His long hair framed his face in a way that made every expression feel more intense and striking. Fans, especially from international K-drama communities in the US and Latin America, really responded to his look. Many compared his style to a fantasy hero, saying he brought something very different to the table. What's cool about him is that he actually grew up in the States and studied engineering before diving into acting. That mix of brains, beauty, and bold hair choices definitely made him stand out. And even today, old-school fans still share his long-haired pics online like precious throwbacks. 14. An Hyo-sab. He is one of those actors who looks good no matter what, but there's just something extra magnetic when he lets his hair grow out. During some of his earlier modeling shoots and roles, his longer added a softer edge to his already striking visuals. His straight yet slightly textured hair, when swept across his forehead, made him look cool without trying too hard. What fans really love is how his long hair brings out his gentle and introspective side. It gives him that quiet charisma that's hard to ignore. The best part? He doesn't overstyle it. His long-haired look always complements his face perfectly. A fun tidbit: he actually grew up in Canada, and you can kind of see that subtle Western influence in the way he wears his hair. Casual, chill, but still sharp. 13th, So Ji-sub. He has always had that brooding, quiet charisma. And when he lets his hair grow out, it takes that to a whole new level. His long hair phase, especially during photo shoots and fashion campaigns in the late 2000s, brought out a softer, almost poetic side to him. The length usually sat just past his ears, with a slight wave or natural curl, giving off a mysterious and romantic energy that fans loved. What makes his long hair so memorable is how it blended with his strong jawline and deep-set eyes. It wasn't about flashy styling. It was about that natural texture and calm presence. Fans from Japan and Southeast Asia especially appreciated this look, often saying that it gave him that classic film star feel. He's known for keeping a low profile, but his hair always speaks volumes, subtle, stylish, and quietly powerful. He's also a published poet, which makes that long hair writer vibe feel even more fitting. 12th Ok Taekyon. He usually rocks that clean-cut, sharp look. But when he stepped out with longer hair during select performances and fashion shoots, fans were definitely caught off guard. In the best way. His long hair often came in the form of those slightly grown-out, swept-back layers that gave him a more rugged, mature edge. It wasn't super wild or overly styled, just enough to soften his strong features and add a bit of mystery. Fans, especially from the US and Europe, really appreciated this switch-up. For someone known as the Beast Idol with that super fit, powerful image, seeing him with a looser, almost artistic hair vibe was unexpected. And that's exactly what made it so memorable. He is also fluent in English and studied in the US, has a global fan base, and they've always been vocal about wanting that long hair comeback. He once admitted in an interview that longer hair made him feel more laid back. And honestly, it showed. Rain. He is a trendsetter in every sense of the word. And when it comes to long hair, he's no exception. Throughout his career, Rain has experimented with all kinds of styles, but fans especially loved his longer, shaggier hair from the Full House, Ninja Assassin, and early music video days. It had that slightly layered, piecey texture, adding even more drama to his already high-energy performances. His long hair wasn't just a look. It was a vibe. It gave him that rock star edge, especially during his role Ninja Assassin, where every head flip sent fans into a frenzy. His fans from across Asia, particularly China, Thailand, and the Philippines, were obsessed with his long hair era, often calling it his golden look. He is known for training obsessively before a new album or drama, but he always made time to work on his hair game too. Whether it meant growing it out, getting highlights, or trying a bold new part. He once joked that his hair had its own fan base. And honestly, he wasn't wrong. Do you prefer long hair or short hair on your favorite K-drama actors? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And while you're at it, don't miss our exclusive K-drama mugs. Let us know if you'd like a custom design with your favorite actor's name on it. And subscribe to our channel for your weekly dose of your favorite actor's goodness. Now, Gong Yoo with long hair? That's a whole different kind of charm. He's usually known for his clean, masculine style, but during some magazine shoots and fan events, he let his hair grow out past the usual neat length. And wow, it brought out a new side of him. His long hair wasn't overly styled, usually just slightly wavy, falling naturally around his face. It gave him a relaxed, almost dreamy aura, far from his tough guy roles. Fans from the US and France especially took notice of his long-haired looks during promotions. People loved how it made him look even more like a timeless character, almost mythical. And let's be real, that slight wave and natural shine? Totally unfair. He once said he enjoyed having longer hair because it made him feel more expressive in front of the camera. And when Gong Yoo talks, we listen. Number 9. Won Bin. He might be one of the most famously private actors in Korea, but when he had long hair, people talked. A lot. His longer hairstyle, especially during his earlier career, made him look romantic. It wasn't overstyled or flashy. It just softly framed his face, adding to that thoughtful, almost elusive vibe he's known for. His fans in Korea and China absolutely adored this look, often saying it made him look like a poetic dream guy. And honestly, they're not wrong. What's cool about him is that he's never chased trends. Instead, his long hair felt very intentional, like it matched his quiet, introspective personality. Even years later, people still bring up that hair era when talking about their favorite Won Bin moments. It's one of those looks that doesn't scream for attention, but still leaves a lasting impression. No Min-woo. He is one of those actors who seems born to wear long hair. Whether he's acting, modeling, or performing music, yep, he's a former drummer. His hair is often front and center. He's known for rocking longer styles with a chic twist. Think layered cuts with highlights, side parts, or even those dramatic flips. Fans from Japan and Korea especially love his rocker-inspired looks. His long hair gives him that perfect blend of soft and rebellious, which totally fits his creative background. He actually trained under SM Entertainment and was once part of a rock band called Trax, So that long hair wasn't just a phase, it was part of his whole aesthetic. When it's tied back in a low ponytail, his hair always adds to that cool, artistic energy he naturally gives off. Number 7. Kim Hyun-jung. If you've been into K-dramas since the Boys Over Flowers era, then you definitely remember his iconic long hair. That soft, shoulder-length cut with side-swept bangs became a signature look for his character. And honestly, for him too. His long hair had this calm, angelic vibe that really softened his sharp features and made him stand out in a cast full of strong visuals. What's interesting is that fans from Thailand, the Philippines, and other Southeast Asian countries absolutely adored that long hair phase. Many still say it gave him that prince from a manga feel. And even after he switched to shorter, more polished styles later on, there's still a strong fan base that misses that relaxed, flowing hair. In fan meetings, people would literally bring posters of his long-haired look and ask him to grow it out again, which he did a few times for concerts and music releases. Safe to say, that look left a long-lasting impression, securing the number 6 spot. Lee Soo-hyuk. He is already known for his insanely sharp features and model-like presence. But when you throw long hair into the mix, that sealed the deal. His long hair phases, especially when slightly tousled or styled with the middle part, added a mysterious, almost edgy vibe to his usual quiet charisma. Fans from countries like Thailand, the US, and Japan really went wild over his look during his fashion campaign days, especially when he let his hair fall naturally instead of slicking it back. There's something about the way his hair frames his face that just adds a chic vibe, without even trying. His long hair never looks forced. Even when it's layered, slightly wavy, or just naturally grown out, it feels like an extension of his unique style. He's not the type to go for overly styled looks, and fans love that about him. Interestingly, before becoming an actor, he was a successful runway model, and his long hair actually helped him stand out in fashion shows across Europe. He's also known for being super picky about haircuts. He reportedly goes months without trimming it just to keep the length and vibe right. Now, that's commitment to the look. Number 5. Jin-gu. He isn't the first name that comes up when you think of long hair, but when he did grow it out for his role in The Auditors, it was hard not to notice how good it looks on him. His long hair leaned more toward a tousled, grown-out look with subtle curls and texture that gave off this laid-back, slightly rebellious energy. It wasn't the super smooth idol style. It was rough around the edges in a really good way. Interestingly, his longer hairstyles gained a lot of love from fans in Taiwan and Malaysia. They liked how it brought out his expressive eyes and added a new, unexpected manly vibes to his normally soft image. Plus, his hair always looks like it's been lived in. Not too polished, but still cool. Kind of like that guy who doesn't try too hard but still looks great. He may not wear it long all the time, but when he did, it totally shifts his vibe in the best way. Number 4. Hyunbin. His long hair during the Secret Garden era and more recently in the movie Harbin is something fans still talk about to this day. It wasn't super dramatic, just long enough to brush over his ears and fall across his forehead. But that subtle length gave him this mysterious, slightly poetic look. It was a nice contrast to his usual clean-cut image, and it brought a gentle softness to his sharp jawline. Fans in the UK and Canada especially loved that hairstyle on him, especially paired with his beard. It gave him a romantic, old-school K-drama charm that made people swoon. And it wasn't just about looks. He actually kept variations of the long style for quite a while after, often wearing it loosely styled for magazine shoots and events. There's just something about him with longer hair. It makes him feel more approachable, yet still elegant. Taking the 3rd spot is Go-soo. His long hair era didn't come with much hype, but that might be what made it so appealing. He kept the long hairstyle for the movie Bystanders and maintained it for a while until his next project. But those times when he was growing it out weren't easy for his fans. His hair often reached the nape of his neck, usually parted down the middle or brushed back in a casual, undone way. It wasn't too styled, but that's exactly why fans loved it. It looked real and easy. K-drama fans in the US and South Korea really appreciated how the longer hair softened his intense eyes and strong facial structure. It gave him this thoughtful, artist-like vibe that fit well with the mature character he played. What's interesting is that he wore the long style even outside of dramas, on red carpets and in casual settings. It gave off this quiet confidence, like he wasn't trying to impress anyone, which, of course, made everyone even more impressed. Holding the second position is Lee Jong-won. He might be newer to the scene compared to some names on this list, but his long hair period definitely caught attention. When he sported long hair, either tucked behind his ears or let down in loose waves, it gave him this modern, artsy charm. The look was a little edgy, but not over the top, just enough to make people do a double take. His long hairstyle became especially popular with international fans from the US and the UK who were drawn to that cool, model off-duty look. It helped that his fashion sense always matched the vibe. Minimal, sleek, and a little unconventional. Many fans on social media started comparing him to anime characters, saying his hair gave him that main lead energy. And honestly, they weren't wrong. Claiming the #1 spot on our list is Lee Joon-gi. He has pretty much mastered the long hair look. He's one of the rare actors who has worn it multiple times, and each version looks intentional and totally different. From flowing locks in historical dramas to layered modern cuts, his long hair has this natural elegance that fans from all over the world appreciate. In particular, fans in Brazil and Australia seem to go wild every time he returns to a longer style. Maybe it's the way it enhances his graceful, almost elfin features. Or maybe it's just because he really knows how to wear his hair, not just grow it out. He's mentioned in interviews that he enjoys transforming his look through hair, and it shows. Whether it's pulled back or let loose, his long hair always gives him this unique blend of strength and beauty that very few can pull off as well as he does. Don't forget to check out part 1 of this video. 15 more K-drama actors who look irresistibly hot with long hair.